How do you research a company? That's what we want to look at in this video. Because as an investor, it is imperative that you know how to do basic research, what to know about a company before going to buy the stock of a company or to invest in any company. It may even be a private equity investment. You still need to know how to do basic research about the company. So the first question you need to ask yourself when you want to invest in a particular company is, number one, do you know about the company? Do you know about it? There are many questions to ask, but at least the basic ones is what we want to go into now. So you know that this aspect ticks the box and you move ahead to the next question. And at the end, you'll come to the conclusion whether to invest in the stock or not to invest in the stock. And just like I said, even if it is a private equity investment, you will know whether you should go venture into it or not. So the first question is, do you know about a company? If it is a well-established company, do you know about it? If it is a low market cap, maybe it's a new company, do you know about it? And if it is a new company entirely, do you know about it? So the first thing is to first ask that question. So once your answer is no, then the first thing is to read about the business. If your answer is yes, you start from here, which is the financial statement. That is what you move on to. That is what you move on to straight. Once you have already known about the company, you know the background, you know the people in charge, you know the competitive environment in which it operates. The next thing is to move to the numbers, is to move to the financial statement before you now move to the key ratios, then you now move to the risk involved in the business. Now, so when you read about the business, what are you looking for? What does the company do? That is their products and services. What are they involved in? What are they selling? What is their operations like? What is the product or service behind the core revenue they are generating in the business? Number two, what is its competitive advantage? What is its competitive advantage? Which means, what makes this business special in that industry where it has found itself? What makes it special? Does it have any competitive advantage? Does it have any unique feature that will make it to stand out in the business that will now say it's what you investing your money in that company? I hope you understand. So that is number two. Number three, is it a growing or a dying industry? This is very important. Is it a growing or dying industry? If it is already a declining industry, then which means it's already a red flag to you. But if it is a growing industry, for instance, let me cite an example. A growing industry, for instance, in Nigeria is the palm wine business. That's why you see a stock like Presco, Okomu, that they are surging in the market, especially their demand in the international markets now. So which means Nigeria is not even enough for their markets. They need to go internationally. And there's also another stock that is in that radar. Maybe I'll talk about it in a separate video, how I came about that stock in researching it. There are many fundamentals that are coming out that is telling us that that stock is going to be the it in the next 5, 6, 7 years. I hope you understand. So, but I'll make a separate videos because I would like to show you how I researched it and what made me to come to the conclusion of what is going to be. So I'm going to go through this route, through this process. I'm going to show you the numbers. I would love to mention the number. I would love to mention the stock now. Even if you ask me in the comment section, I may not say anything about it. Reason being that I love making my analysis and telling people how I arrived at a stock. Not that you just pick a stock randomly. You understand? So let's move on. So what is this in a growing or a dying economy? That's it. So you need to look at the industry trend. Who is in charge? This is also imperative. Who is in charge? For instance, that company that I mentioned, I needed to go and look at it. Who is the CEO of the company? Okay, what happened to it? It has been making losses, now it's making gain. Then what happened? So you need to research about the people, the management. That it's very key. So after you have gone through this, these are just few questions. That's why I say basic research about a company. Do you understand? If you want to do something more comprehensive, I would have said, okay, go and read on their MDAs that they have released in the past. You need to look at their track record. But this basic, at least you look at this form. Then you move to this, which is, you now come to their financial statements after you have known this. When you come to financial statements, when we talk about financial statements, we only mean 3 accounts, which is their income statement. You need to look at their cash flow, and you need to look at their balance sheet. Their balance sheet is also what we call the statement of financial position. I hope you understand. So when you are looking at the income statement, what are you looking at? You are basically looking at their revenue, and you are looking at their revenue growth. How are they fared over time? How have they fared in the last 5 years? How have they fared in the last 1 year? So you look at the revenue growth, then you look at the profits. Profit margins at different levels. When I say different levels, I mean you need to look at the gross profits, you need to look at the net profits, if possible. Also look at the EBITDA, if possible. So those are the things you want to look at in the income statement, and also focus on the margins, even though you can still do the margins when you get to key ratio analysis. Then you come to the balance sheet. What you are looking at in the balance sheet is you are looking at cash, you are looking at their cash position, you are looking at their debt, you are looking at their equity. Then when you get to cash flow, you are looking at their free cash flow, then you are looking at their capital expenditure. Then you move to the key ratio analysis. So you can see that is in a sequence. So you follow this route, then you come here, you look at the key ratio analysis. Then what are you looking at the key ratio analysis? You are looking at valuation ratio, you are looking at the profitability ratios, and you are looking at the growth ratios. And if possible, if you want to invest in dividend paying stocks, you have to look at the ratios that are related to dividend. You need to look at the ratios that are related to dividend, which is, for instance, the dividend payout ratio. You need to look at the dividend cover, and so on and so forth. Then, the last but not the least, you come to key risk. What are the risks that this company may be faced with? For instance, you look at the business risk, you look at the competition risk, you analyze this risk as well, then you look at the reputation risk. If they don't have any reputation risk, their brand has a public image issue, then that is when you can now make a buy or sell decision about this particular company that has been recommended to you. So as an investor, learn to make basic investment analysis. If you are here to watch this video on how to invest in Nigerian stocks, shares and stocks, then I recommend you watch it. Quickly, let me use this time out to invite you to this webinar, live webinar that we'll be having this coming Saturday on the 2nd of August by 6 p.m. Kindly visit the cifacademy.com.ng to register. If you are here to subscribe to this channel, kindly do by clicking on the subscribe button. Click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever we release a new video. Till we meet in our next video, stay blessed.